So for today's lesson, we are going to finish up the second part of Module 1, Lesson 1. I've included in this video the answers from the parts that we did yesterday. So again, the overview or review of coefficients, expressions, constant, variable, and terms that we went over in the video yesterday. Also giving you some more clue words, putting a reminder of those clue words that we'll be using when we are translating expressions. So those clue words that go along with the various operations. Today, what we're going to take a look at is the second part, which is evaluating expressions. So with evaluating expressions, we're going to use replacement values in order to evaluate an expression. Before we get started with that, let's do a bit of a review of GEMDAS. If you recall GEMDAS from a previous math class, that is the order of operations, so it's the order in which you simplify expressions. For this, we will add some more grouping symbols. So with GEMDAS, the G stands for grouping, so you will see parentheses, you'll see brackets, absolute values, and square root symbols as we are working. So you do all of the symbol or the grouping symbols first. Then from there, we're going to work with the exponents. After exponents, we're going to do multiplication and division. Remember, multiplication and division is from left to right, so whichever one comes first, you simplify. And then addition and subtraction, again, from left to right, whichever one comes first, you simplify that part first. So the first example that we're going to do is 6 times 4 minus 12 divided by 3 minus 8. So I'm just going to draw a little arrow to give me a little more space. 6 times 4 minus 12 divided by 3 minus 8. So here you will see the multiplication symbol of x, but again, when we're translating, we try to move away from that because especially we'll be using the variable x a lot. So here, we don't have any grouping symbols, so we're going to jump down. We don't have any exponents, so now we're going to look at the multiplication and division step. So I can see that 6 times 4 comes first, so I'm going to do 6 times 4, which is 24. Minus, and then I have 12 divided by 3, which is 4, and then minus 8. Again, if you wanted to do those two in separate steps, you could, or if you wanted to do it just step by step, you can also do that as well. So then from there, there's no more multiplication or division to complete, so now we're going to look at addition and subtraction. So the first thing I see is 24 minus 4, which is going to give me 20, and 20 minus 8 is 12. All right, so I just simplified that expression using order of operations. For number 2, I have 20 minus 3 times 2 squared minus 5. All right, so here I do actually have some parentheses. So again, I'm going to write it over here so I have a little more space to simplify. All right, so here I do have my grouping symbol of parentheses, so I'm going to do what's inside of the parentheses first, still obeying the order of operations. So looking inside, I have 3 times 2 squared minus 5. So within my grouping symbols, I have an exponent. So I'm going to simplify my exponents. I'm going to have 3 times 4 minus 5. So remember, with exponents, whatever power is raised to, that's how many times you multiply it by itself. So 2 squared, I'm multiplying 2 times 2, which is 4. I still have some more work to do within my grouping symbol. So now I see that I have 3 times 4, which is going to give me 12 minus 5. Still some work to do within my grouping symbol. Then I'm going to have 20 minus 7, and 20 minus 7 is going to be 13. All right, so there's a brief little bit of a review. Again, we're going to be using this throughout this lesson. Again, just put in some answers from yesterday's activity. So this was our opening activity from yesterday, matching the verbal and the algebraic expression. And we are going to start with example 1. So yesterday in example 1, the only thing that we did was we went from the verbal to the algebraic translation. So we have twice the sum of 4 times a number. 5, that translates algebraically into 2 times the expression of 4x plus 5. Now we're going to look at evaluating the expression. So for part B, it says evaluate the verbal expression and the algebraic expression when the number is 3. All right, so that is simply saying that when the number is 3, so meaning when our unknown, remember we use x to represent the unknown. So when my unknown is 3, what is it going to evaluate to? So when we look at the expression verbally, we have the expression twice the sum oops, of 4 times a number in 5. So here they want us to evaluate the expression based on the verbal expression. So the verbal expression says twice the sum of 4 times a number. So we know that a number is now going to be replaced with 3. So we have 4 times a number. Since we know that that number is 3, that translates to 4 times 3, which is going to equal 12. All right, so we've taken care of that 4 times a number, so that's going to be 12. Now it's saying the sum of 4 times a number in 5. So now the next piece we're going to look at is the sum of 4 times a number in 5. So we found out here that 4 times a number is going to give us 12. So what we're simply going to do is take that 12 that we got from 4 times a number and add 5 to it, which is going to give us 17. The next piece that we have to do, and I'm completely outside of my box, is twice the sum. All right, so it says twice the sum of 4 times a number. We know that 4 times a number, which is 3, gives us 12. Then the sum of 4 times a number in 5, so we have 12 plus 5, which gives us 17. And now we're going to do twice that sum, so we're going to have 2 times 17, which is going to give us 34. All right, so when the number is 3, twice the sum of a number in 5 is 34. We can also do this algebraically. So we know that our expression is 2 times 4x plus 5. And we're going to evaluate when x is 3. So we have 2. We're going to plug in 3 for x plus 5. Again, using order of operations, we're going to look within our parentheses. I see that I have multiplication. So putting my 3 in parentheses show me that I'm doing 4 times 3. So I have 2 times 12 plus 5. Again, working within my parentheses, 12 plus 5 is going to give me 17. 17 times 2 is going to give me 34. All right, so now we're going to go back and look at those exercises from yesterday. So we've already gone through and translated, so gone from the verbal to the algebraic. Now I want you to take that time or pause the video to do the second part. So remember, the second part is then evaluate the expression when x is 2. So yesterday we went ahead and translate. Today we're going to evaluate when when x is equal to 2. So go ahead and pause this video. You are welcome to work on your own and then compare with a partner, or you can work with a partner to complete this part as well. All right, so now we're going to go through and simplify when x is 2. So when x is 2, we have 3 over 4, and then we have 2 plus 10. All right, looking at our parentheses, we have 2 plus 10, which is going to give us 20. Give us 12. All right, 12 times 3 over 4. Again, you can use your calculator, or remember that whole numbers are fractions. They're just over 1. So when you multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So we're going to get that 36 over 4, because we have 3 times 12, which is 36. And then we have 4 times 1, which is 4, which gives us 9. All right, so for number 2, again, when x is equal to 2, wherever you see an x, we're going to plug in a 2. So we're going to have 2 plus 4 times 2 using GEMDAS. Again, we're going to do our multiplication first. So we have 2 plus 8, because 4 times 2 is 8. 2 plus 8 is going to give us 10. For number 3, we have 15 plus 4x minus 2x, again, when x is 2. All right, again, so we're simply just going to put in when x is 2. So we have 4 times 2, forgot my parentheses, minus 2 times 2. So working in my parentheses from left to right, I have 15 plus 8 minus 4, 15 plus 4, which is going to give me 19. All right, for the next one again, when x is equal to 2, so we have 2 plus 4 times 2. Again, going from left to right using multiplication. We are going to go to multiplication first, since that comes in GEMDAS. So we have 4 times 2, which is 8. 6 times 8, which is 14, which is going to give us 28. X minus 7 divided by 3, when x is equal to 2. All right, so we're going to have 2 minus 7 divided by 3. We have negative 5 divided by 3. All right, so sometimes when we solve, we're going to get whole numbers. Sometimes when we solve, we're going to get fractions. All right, for the next one again, when x is equal to 2, so we have 2 plus, we're going to put our 2 in parentheses, plus 1, 2 plus 2, and 2 plus 3. Those should all be pluses, I'm sorry, so make sure you have addition there for those ones. I do apologize. All right, so we have 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 2 is 4, plus 2 plus 3 is 5. So we're going to have 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is going to give us 14. All right. Taking a look at numbers 7 and 8, when x is equal to 2. So we have 2 times 2 minus 3 over 2. So we have 4 minus 3 over 2. All right, so here, remember, anytime that we are adding or subtracting fractions, they have to have common denominators. So a little bit of side work here. To get 4 to have a common denominator of 2, so remember 4 is over 1. We can make a whole number fraction by putting it over 1. So in order for 4 to have a denominator of 2, we're going to multiply both by 2. So we have 8 over 2 minus 3 over 2. 8 minus 3 is 5 over 2. Again, you could use the Desmos calculator to help you with this as well. And then for the last one, number 8, we have that x is equal to 2. So we have 12 plus 1/2 times 5 times 2. So we're going to do 5 times 2, which is going to give us 10. So we have 1/2 times 10. Half of 10 is 5. So we have 12 plus 5, which is going to give us 17. All right. So for numbers 9 and 10, remember we did those yesterday. All they are doing is simply translating the expression, so there is no evaluating to do for numbers 9 and 10. Here's a review of the problem set. Again, we went over a few of these in class, but wanted you to have these as well. So your next step is you're going to summarize what you've learned in this lesson today.